Okay, so we are studying industrial economics, and under industrial economics, we are studying about small scale and cottage industries in India. So here, uh, when we talk about the small scale industry, so in the resolution of industrial policy of 1948, the small scale and cotton industry sector was given a special role for creating additional employment with low capital investment. And uh, a cotton industry is one which is carried on wholly or partially with the help of members of the family, either as a whole or a part time occupation. So, a small scale industry can be said is one which is operated mainly with hired labor, usually 10 to 50. So, when we classify the small scale industry, we can classify it into two classes, traditional and modern. What the traditional small scale industry is, like handloom, khadi industry, handicraft industry, silk industry, are included in traditional small scale industry, and these industries are established in villages and towns, and very less capital is invested in it, and these industry provided short term employment. Okay, what about the modern small scale industry, which is power operated looms, industrial making spare parts of machines are included in modern small scale industry. So, when we classify the cotton industry, it has basically uh, two parts: rural cottage industry and urban cottage industry. So, what the rural cotton industry is, basically it can be divided into two parts: rural cotton industry relating to agriculture and rural enterprise industry. So, when the rural cotton industry related to agriculture, which includes the poultry farm, dairy, fishing industry for making baskets, etc., can be said as the industry. Rural cotton industry is just relating to agriculture. And when the rural enterprise industry, they are operated in the hand of enterprise. For example, it can be said the speller oil mill, toy making from soil, shoes making, spinning of weaving, embroideries work related to rural enterprise industry. And urban cotton industry includes as soap, wood goods, handicrafts are included here for urban cottage industry. So when we talk about the importance of small scale and cottage industries, so basically these industries increase employment, which are capable to providing employment to many individuals with low capital, as well as helpful for industrial decentralization, because small scale and cottage industries are helpful in decentralization of industries in the country. Large scale industry can only be established in some industrial center because of their some special circumstances and facilities are required to establish them. But we can say that a small scale industry and cotton industries can be established in town and villages also, and the benefits which can be available for these industry can be said as a reduction in regional imbalances, because where there are the various manpower, where various labors, employees of various region can join together to do the production work there, and the best use of local sources and local enterprise, because the goods, the products, what they produce, where the raw materials are just utilized, which can be said as local raw materials are utilized there, and it is useful form with national security also. And what the goods they are producing, what the products they are producing, uh, definitely those products are able to fulfill the goods, fulfill the requirements of that respective region as well as the area also, because that type of industry is very much helpful to fulfill the requirements of the regions which are close to that respective industry. It is the most equitable distribution of national income here. When the development of large scale industry increases inequality, because the big part of countries national income goes to selected pocket of the capitalist, and here in small scale and cotton industries are in the hand of more than 1 crore individuals. As a result, economic power could not be centralized. These industries provide help in equal distribution. Here, it is a stability of employment we find that in this type of industry is as compared to large scale industry, the stability is here, because these products are just related to and fulfill the requirements of all the customers who are just close related with the utilization of that products which are just produced in uh, such small and cottage industry. And it also by this the more many problems exist in large scale industry as we observe, like strike of labor, lockouts, retrenchment of labor, etc. But here there is a lack of such problem in small scale and cotton industry, where people are just associated with such industry by their own willpower. And when the products are just producing by the country's uh, raw materials, which are very much provided at very much low cost, so here it is helpful for export, because uh, by having such products, we we are able to survive in this market is very well, and we are able to also exports export of these products. And here we observe that there is a less need of technical knowledge for producing such type of product for small scale and cotton industry, and the output can be said as a very best quality here. So for it has also a very safety point of view, very have very significant advantage here, when the small scale and cotton scale industry are suitable for the safety point of view, because the industries are decentralized, and it also develops the human values. So these are the positives which are related to the small scale industry and cotton small scale and cotton industries in India, while we also observe some problems which are related to small scale and cotton industry, when the problems of raw materials, as we observe that lower quality of raw materials are available by the local businessmen, and high prices are paid due to purchasing the low quality of raw materials, and many difficulties are faced in imports of raw materials. This industry also suffers the problem of finance, because the poor uh, condition here, when bank hesitate to give the loans, and this is the lack of advertisement of cooperative society. The problem of marketing also faced by such industry because there is no suitable marketing arrangement of finished goods produced by small scale and cotton industry, and they don't have the knowledge of circumstances which happens in the market. They do not have any institution which can make arrangement of selling of finished goods, and thus that is why we can say that these industries are forced to sell their product to middlemen on cheaper price. They also face the problem of technological uh, point of view, because the Indian here and at this situation using the traditional technique of production, through which the quality of the production is just inferior and the production cost is higher. Lack of mechanical education, lack of uniformity, and other problems like lack of the organization among laborers, lack of effective managers, inadequacy of power, as well as lack of the transportation facility as we observe in small scale industry, and lack of information and consultation is just unavailable at that situation. So that is why there are many more arrangement and rehabilitation processes just done by the government as well as various societies for the development of, which can be said as a remedies to solve the problems of small scale industry. So what type of remedies are here for small scale industry? So when by various types of remedies we can able to uh, uplift the and sort out the problem of small scale and cotton industry. So first, what are the remedies here? We are going to discuss those remedies. Remedies to solve the problem of small scale industry. Remedies. So the first one is development of cooperative society to solve the problem of small scale and cotton industry. So by this, many problems such as problem of raw materials, problem of finance, and problem of marketing can be solved by the development of cooperative society. When we improve the production technique, so small scale and cotton industry should adopt new technique by avoiding traditional technique, so that the quality of finished goods can be improved and the production cost can be reduced by using new modern techniques. As well as the expansion of consultancy concern, the small scale and cotton industry service institution and national small scale industry corporation provide the suggestion for the uh, solution of problems and establishment and development of such industries. So that is why there are many more seminars and webinars, as well as many more discussions can be arranged by the government as well as other cooperative society, so that they are aware, the entrepreneurs who are associated with the industry are able to know the new techniques of uh, management, as well as to solve the how to solve the current problems which are uh, which can be happen anytime with the industry. So they are just aware of that problem, how to establish, how to survive, how to uh, uplift our the product with the competitive other competitive product. So they are able to understand with various discussion as well as consultation, and through various seminars they are able to understand how to manage and uh, make a strategy to solve the problems, upcoming problems, future problems, and make the products very much customer durable and fulfill all the requirements. as well as quality control. Here, when we quality control standard, the the production of finished goods, it can become very much uniform and equal, which can attract the customers with good and finished products which fulfill all the requirements associated with the customer. And some all other remedies which are just associated with this small scale and cotton industries here, to the expansion of financial facilities. By this, many more steps can be taken by the government and cooperative credit society, state financial corporation also, to solve the financial problem of a small scale and cotton industry. And investigation, expansion of investigation program, where encouragement should be given to the expansion of investigation program in respect to all small scale and cotton industry, so that the production cost can be reduced and uh, finished goods can be made much more attractive. Bypassing the special act, we are also able to provide support to small scale and cotton industry in India. So there are much more steps also taken by the government for the development of these industries, uh, like first industrial policy 1948, where the importance of small scale and cotton industry has been recognized. And also in 1982, the government established cotton industry board and to study the cotton industries. So all India Cotton Industry Board was established in 1948. Central Silk Board 1949, All India Handlooms Board 1952, and All India Handicraft Board 1952, All India Khadi and Gram Udyog Commission 1957, where additional uh, act to provide to these industries, and as well as Small Industries Board 1954, Small Industries Corporation 1954, Coconut Jute Board 1954, and Handicraft Development Corporation 1958, and Rural Industries Planning Commission 1962, and Department of Small Industries, Agriculture and Rural Industries 1990. So by this, there is a uh, capable body to of the government, which provide the support to many more areas to these industries very well, as well as for providing the financial assistance. The RBI has issued the guaranteed plan in 1st July 1960. SBI provides short-term loans for raw materials and finished goods, and medium-term loan for the improvement and the development of small scale and cotton industry, as well as various financial institutions like National Small Industries Corporation NSIC also provide machines and equipment on easy installment to these industries. 18 state financial corporation, which can be said as SFC, has provided long-term and medium-term loans to small scale and cotton industry in this state. As we know, SIDCs, State Industrial Development Corporation, uh, has provided the long-term and medium-term loans to industrial units, and under Cooperative Act, state government have also provide long-term loans to small and cotton industries in respective regions. Where when we talk about the industrial states and marketing facilities, where showrooms have been opened by various central and state government, as you know that khadi showrooms are also, we have also seen here, where the specific cooperation of sale of the finished goods of small scale and cotton industry in different places, where cooperative marketing society and association also provides such type of facilities, where we also observe that concession in licensing to encourage the small scale and cotton industry. The government also gave many concession for licensing policy. The establishment of industrial cooperatives are given preference in small scale sector by the government, and district industrial center DICs were established in 1978, and its main objective is to establish of DIC for such district center where the small entrepreneurs can obtain all necessary facilities prior to the capital investment from coordinated center and centers and after capital investment. It also provides the assistance to small scale industry units by proper attention of small scale industry, and other banks like IDBI also promote such type of industry. National awards are also provided here for to small scale entrepreneurs. Central government has started national award program, under which every year award of rupees 15,000, 20,000 and 25,000 respectively is provided, where in addition every state union territory provides small scale industrial entrepreneur with rupees 10,000 along with a special recognition. So what the other efforts are also made by the central and state government here, X, which is the priority is given to the small scale industry, raw materials provided to these industry very well so that they are able to generate products, and so these are basically the rehabilitate or assistance remedies are and the steps by the government for the not only establishment by but also the continuation of these industries very well. And when we talk about the small scale industrial policies 1991, because after this policy a revolution come up with in this type of industry, where the government promotes these type of industries very well, and by this it can be said as in the small scale industry, by the Parliament Act 6 Act on 6 August 1991, this industrial policy was developed with many more facilities to the small scale and cotton industry, where the increase in investment limit, act to ensure payments of bill, as well as financial and credit facilities, marketing facilities, and package to handloom sector, development of handicraft sector, these all are done under the Industrial Policy Act 1990. So these are all about the small scale industry and cotton scale industry, how they work, what are the main support which is given by the government for their development, as well as some small scale industries policy which is 1991, what is all about. If we observe these various features and understand it deeply, we understand about its policy and with its additional feature which is just provided to the small scale industry. These basically increase the investment limit of this sector very well, where after industrial policy 1991, uh, the investment limit has been increased rupees 5 lakh to rupees 5 lakh from rupees 2 lakh, and this ensures the payments of bill of small scale industry with suitable time. In this regard, the declaration made to pass out necessary act facilities provided for discounting the bills through commercial banks by in Indian Small Industries Banks of India, and where new legal form of organization of the business, namely restricted or limit the partnership, where in this form the liability of at least one partner is unlimited, whereas other partner have their liabilities limited to the extent of investment limit. So we are just discussing about industrial policy, its main features and characteristics. There are some also other features which are associated with industrial policy, which are various facilities are provided to tiny units, where under this scheme priority is given to public purchase and exemption from labor laws, allotment of land and power, and financial facilities for technical change. So if any industry wants to technical change and this new technology should wants to adopt it for producing qualitative products, so such type of facility is also given by government as well as bank for promoting qualitative products. Share of other industrial units in a small scale industry, and under this policy, where for shareholding of other industrial unit in a small scale industrial unit is permission is granted, but the limit of shareholding should not be more than 20% of equity capital of small scale industry. It has been done under the object of the development of small scale industry. With this, marketing facility is also provided here to encourage the products of small scale industry enterprise. Uh, for this work, cooperative society, public sector institution, and other marketing agencies are required to make the efforts jointly, and National Small Scale Industrial Corporation and State Industrial Development Corporation will also make an arrangement to sell the goods of which is to be used by general public under the common brand. Here also the distribution of domestic and imported raw material, where under this policy an arrangement of distribution of domestic and imported raw materials for sale and small scale and tiny sectors enterprise shall be made, keeping a view to view the need and equality. Apart from this, the development of handicraft sector with the object the development of this sector, the arrangement shall be made to establish the handicraft development center, and these center will make the efforts for the easy availability of raw materials, technical knowledge, design, marketing assistance, and availability of training facilities. So, under this policy, establishment of export development center, establishment of technical development center, special attention on quality of products of small scale industrial sector, and encourage to research and investigation work, uh, and providing strength to Khadi and Gramin Udyog Commission are many more decisions included here for the development of this sector very well. Okay. So now we are going to discuss the other small topic which is here, which is joint sector. See, when we understand the meaning of joint sector, basically it is the government and private sector when they are together, work together as a partners. And in this regard, a chairman of licensing investigation committee has given the three suggestions for joint sector. First, it can be said the present private units of large industrial houses must be brought under the joint sector, and the loans given by the public financial institution should be converted into equity share. It means it denotes the what type of equity share such type of organization has. And under the joint sector, these industries should be included in which the investment has been made both by government and public sector, and in the execution of which the government has played a very active role. And joint sector, so this is huge industry should be included, which are scheduled as the industrial policy with the government of financial institution, and have also invested in big quantity for achieving the business at large scale. So when we talk about the origin and the development of joint sector, for this, the joint sector originated after the nationalization of uh, air transportation when 1953, when both the government and Tata has participated in the management. So it's what this origin from where the joint sector started. And in industrial policy in 1956, also the importance of joint sector was indirectly accepted when it was clearly mentioned in the policy, or the division of industry into various categories do not mean that they are separate from each other, but coordination will require to establish between the industries of private and public sector. So that's why basically it is done in joint sector. We observe the coordination of private and public for joint sector. So here, which committee proposed this? So basically it can be said that Dell committee gave the great importance for joint sector. uh, you should remember it, Dell committee, and it recommended the government the joint sector should be established in the country for checking the concentration of economic power and prohibiting the misuse of license issue. So what the main points which are related to joint sector is basically the first industrial policy announced by the government with the clear vision of industrial public and private sector was made, and it was stated in this policy that in the case of failure of any private industry, takeover of the industry will be made by the government. So this was the best policy at that time. So at that time also it was observed that the government was just eager to uh, establish more industries in India, and also promote the private sector as well, because it is said that when there are many more industries, so country will be self dependent on that position. So yet today it has also uh, importance is given to the partnership of government and private sector, which is clear because it is just unsatisfactory progress of public sector. While announcing this, the industrial policies of the government of India as always has its motive for establishing socialist society, and in this regard government has given a great importance to the establishment and the development and the expansion of public sector. Okay, and the main reason was the lack of skill management of public sector. So here in the private sector, management skills are found adequately, and that is why the government gave importance to the concept of joint sector for making skilled organization of huge financial resources and experience management of private sector. So here also for establishing socialist control on the industries where first of all, as we know, the committee recommended the joint sector for making social control over the industries, and this committee has four views regarding this, which can be said that the government, industrial and licensing policies, and public financial institutions are responsible for the concentration of economic power in the country. And as nowadays we observe that is not appropriate to make a complete nationalization of the large industrial houses owned units. It will not be practical for the government to make a demand of loan lent to the private sector. In this practice, government should participate with the industries very well, and government should participate in the ownership and management of the industries mentioned in the category of B and C industries, industrial policy 1956. For preventing the concentration of economic power, the government started industrial and licensing policy for the balanced development of the country. But practically what we observed that these policies could not get success because the most of the licenses were issued in those industrial houses which we already developed. And this encouraged the concentration of economic power, but the government can prevent this concentration of economic power by participating in those industries so that the private sector could not earn profit and accommodate asset accordingly. So here we observe it is for basically encouraging the new entrepreneurs for expansion of export sector where the government has importance to join sector for expanding in public sector because rate of return in public sector remains very low and private sector returns to be greater. So it is observed that government will be in a position to enter in more profitable fields one side, and this will also be in a position to control over the society by reducing the economic concentration in the hands of industrial houses through the joint sector. Okay, so there is a we observe the coordination between public and private sector, where where on the basis of the experiences it is considered that managerial skill, courage, execution of capacity is adequately found in private sector very well, but not private sector is a found lack of financial resources, and public sector is a excess of financial resources but lack of skill management. So that is why it is essential to establish a coordination between public and private sector, and it can be done by joint sector very well. Control of demerits of public sector, what it is that after establishment of joint sector it can be expected that economic concentration in private hands, monopolistic trends, undue profits can be checked through entering into joint sector, and thus the demerits of private sector can be checked here. For the mobility of capital of private sector, the various times the government has declared the industrial and licensing policy, but in this declaration the government has not been clear the nationalization policy of the government, and in this regard the industries is created uncertainly in private sector, and due to this situation private capital becomes shy and encourage the private industrial begins to uh, depreciate this. So, but the proposal of the establishment of joint sector, it has eliminated the uncertainty of to the great extent, and the possibility of mobility of capital have increased. Okay. So what the when we observe some problems which are related to of joint sector and their solution, so problem is the patterns of management under joint sector we observe. The managerial form is also important. And first question is that public and private sector boards of director, when the suggestion can be given to that the ratio of the director of various partners should be in the population of their capital, along with the specialist should be appointed. And professional managers, here when the joint enterprise of public sector is included on the basis of managerial capacity, but practically we observe that in this word is not proper give over the significance to the public sector private sector management. For this purpose, professional manager should be appointed so that the management could work smoothly, because we observe in joint enterprise public sector is included on the basis of managerial capability, but practically in this, which is not we observe here, we observe lackness of such facility there. And some contribution of central and state government, where the joint sector government should make it clear and joint enterprise will work under the co-ownership of central government or state government. And in this regard, the suggestion can be given to state government should participate only in big and important enterprise, whereas the general units in which the investment is less than rupees 5 crore, state government should participate in this aspect. So this is all about the problems which are related to joint sector. So what we studied about is what the joint sector is, what the rationale and concept of joint sector which are associated with it, and what the problems which we faced in the joint sector.